Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Elegant ASMR with me, Nicholas Bareford. So for today's episode, I thought that I would take you through what is inside my cosmetics bag. Now, as you all seem to enjoy my last episode of what was in my everyday bag, I thought that it'd be fun to go through my cosmetics bag. So I got back from a trip to Ireland yesterday, and this is the cosmetics case that I carried with me on that trip. So I haven't been through it since I got back. So it's basically what I would take to travel with me. Now this doesn't include things like my toothbrush and dental floss, because I have another cosmetics case that I use for those things, so that I can keep all of my lovely cosmetics clean and free, and I like to keep them separate. So I have this one for all of my beauty things, and then I have my other one for things like my shaving tools, my toothbrush, dental floss, things like that. So I have two separate ones and I like to keep them separate. So this is my Louis Vuitton Cosmetics case. I bought this about a year ago, and I said in my last episode that when I was younger, in my teens, as a young gay boy, I really admired Louis Vuitton, and that admiration has continued through to my adulthood. Now I'm in my 30s and I still look at Louis Vuitton the way I did when I was a teenager, as a very aspirational brand and something that just signified luxury to me. So when I buy things like my accessories, things that I use every day, I do like to spend a little bit more money on them. So I thought that I would treat myself last year to this Louis Vuitton wash bag, and what I like about it is it's a great size. You can see it's quite big, quite thick, so you can really fit a lot into here. It has this big zipper front so that you can open it out and you can fit a real lot in here. I've got quite a lot in here already, and there's still room for more. So yeah, this is quite new, so the leather here is bright. But what I really like about Louis Vuitton is that when this leather ages, it oxidizes and it goes a dark brown colour, and I think it looks really chic when that happens. So that takes a few years of use and sunlight to happen, but for now I'm enjoying the relative newness of my wash bag. Now, something that I get asked quite a lot about is my skincare routine. And I wish that I could tell you that I have some amazing secrets to share that can give you the fountain of youth. But to be quite honest, I don't really do anything special when it comes to my skincare routine. Now, I have been looking after my skin since about the age of 15, so perhaps that has helped me to stay looking quite youthful and to keep my skin looking fresh. But I will be honest with you all, my skin has always been quite good in terms of when I was younger. I never really had acne or breakouts. I would get the odd spot every few months, but it would always be a one-off, and it would be quite small, nothing aggressive. I've always been lucky to have quite clear skin. My grandmother is 85 and she has beautiful thick skin with hardly any wrinkles. So I do think that when it comes to skincare and aging, a lot of it is just genetics and what you're dealt with in the lottery of life. And I personally do not believe in miracle skincare creams, potions and lotions. What I do believe in, because I do it myself and it works for sure, if you're thinking about smoother looking skin without wrinkles, is Botox. Botox is something that I've been getting for about just over a year. I started last year getting Botox, and that is the only thing that I can swear to my life that it actually works. You inject Botox, and after 2 weeks, lines that you may have got on your forehead or in between your eyes or around your eyes are the areas are frozen. You can't move them, and then after a few months, because you haven't moved those areas, the lines will disappear. So for me, I didn't have any wrinkles on my forehead just yet. I did when I lifted my eyebrows. Obviously I had lines forming, and so I thought, let's catch those before they actually form. What I did have was quite a deep line between my eyes here that would bother me in photographs, and since I've been doing Botox, this area never moves, and so now that line has gone. So I can say with all certainty that Botox does prevent wrinkles. But what I will also say is that I don't think it makes you look younger. If you look at young people who are in their teens, they can move all of these areas. Some of them even have lines already, but they look youthful still. It's in the suppleness of their skin, it's in the features. I just think Botox freezes the areas, stops you forming these lines, but if you have an older looking face, you're still going to look old. I've seen people in their 50s and 60s who have been getting Botox for years. Their foreheads don't move. The smile lines don't form when they smile because it's frozen, but they still look like they're in their 50s and 60s. So I don't think that Botox is a miracle thing to make you look younger, but it does stop lines and wrinkles from forming. So I only believe in Botox. I mean, I'm sure that it's been proven that things like retinols and certain anti-aging creams do work, but I have never used them, and it's not something that I can be bothered to include in my skincare routine. So what I do is I take care of my skin. I've been doing that for the last 17 years by moisturizing every day, making sure that I'm properly cleansing my skin. I like to do face masks and LED lights. But I don't use anything like retinols or vitamin C's or anything like that. So that is what I just wanted to say, because people often ask me for my skincare routine, and I wish I could say that there was some miracle lotion or potion, but I don't think that one exists. So without further ado, let's get into what is in my cosmetics case. I'm opening this up. Okay, and I'm just going to grab what I see first. So first I have this bar of soap. I'm going to show you this close up. This is a bar of soap, and it is by Floris London and is called Elite. Now, Floris London just happens to be one of the oldest perfumers in the UK. It is beloved by the royal family, and it has been a favourite brand of mine since I was about 21. So, a few years now. And I'd never heard of Floris in my life. I went to London back in 2011, and I wandered into their beautiful boutique in St James, and I was captivated. Their boutique is very old school. It has all wooden fixtures inside. It's like stepping back in time, and their fragrances are very, very classic. So I do have quite a few florist fragrances. I don't think I have one in my bag because I didn't take one with me. I had to pack light this time. One of my favourites is Leather Oud. I also like their Santal fragrance, and I believe that King Charles wears Florist number 89. So yes, very classic. But with soap, soap is something that I find to be extremely comforting. It's kind of like a comfort blanket for me. So I always like to carry a bar of soap with me when I'm travelling, and I also like to use a bar of soap every day. So I don't really use body washes when I'm cleaning myself. I like to use a proper old-fashioned bar of soap. Now, the reason why I have this bar of soap is not to use it to wash with when I'm travelling, but as I just said, like a comfort blanket. So what I will do is I will take a bar of soap with me. I didn't use this one this time, I didn't have time, but I like to take a bar of soap when I'm travelling. Oh, this is so beautiful. The fragrance just reminds me of my granny or something very comforting. When I used to stay with my granny when I was younger, she always had beautiful bars of soap. And so I think that is why it's so comforting. So if I'm travelling to an unfamiliar place, I like to place a bar of soap underneath my pillow before I go out in the evening for dinner. And then when I come back and I have to get into bed, this soap just creates a beautiful, comforting fragrance for me. And I find that it helps me to sleep a lot better. So that is why I take soap with me when I travel. And also, if I don't like the toiletries that they give you in a hotel, I know I have a backup and I can use my own comforting fragrance. So yes, soap is something that I like to travel with, and I like these very old school fragrances. You can see here the packaging is really beautiful. It's stuck. And this for me is just beautifully nostalgic. I love soap. Probably sound like a complete weirdo. So yes, my little bar of soap that I always travel with. Okay, so the next thing that I'm noticing is my hairbrush. Now, I'm somebody who really does like to take care of my hair. I've been looking after my hair for the longest time, since I was a teenager. I remember at school, one of the things that gave me away for being gay, which was not really difficult to be honest, was that I always took care of my hair and was conscious of it. And I always panicked, when I got into my 20s and I started to see men my age losing their hair. What about if I lose my hair? But thankfully, touch wood, I still have good thick hair, and so I can still look after and maintain my hair. So I wash my hair probably 3 times a week, and I blow dry it with a Dyson hairdryer. And then I bought myself quite recently a beautiful hairbrush. The reason why is because I was doing kind of like an audit of my life, and I wanted to make everything in my life beautiful. I'm someone who believes in beauty in every single moment, and especially in this world that we're living in, where it can be quite hard to find beauty every day with all of the horrible things that are going on. I think that if you can make everything in your life as beautiful as possible, it is going to help and just bring a little bit of happiness into your everyday. So I looked at all of everything in my life, and I thought, well, if I can change some of the mundane things that we use every day into more beautiful things, that is going to uplift my life. So I decided to get myself a beautiful, proper, wooden, handmade hairbrush with real bristles. This one is from another company in London called Kent. You can see this has a royal appointment too. And they make the beautiful wooden handmade hairbrushes with natural bristles. So this one is great. It's a round brush. You can really get a great blowout when you use that. It gives lots of volume and just really improves your hair. So that is my hairbrush that is in here. And then I guess I better mention my styling wax that I use. I wish I could show you something really elegant and glamorous, but I've been using this VO5 styling wax probably for 20 years, and it is great. I use the tiniest amount, probably less than a pea. I then rub it into my hands really well, between my fingers. And then what I do, I always start with the back of my hair and rub it through the short parts so that I don't have any greasy bits in the front. So it's very minimal, and then I just brush my fingers through my hair, and this just gives a nice glossy shine on your hair without it looking very greasy. And then I spray with Elnet hairspray. So that is my hair wax, the VO5 styling wax. Not very chic, but it does the job. Okay, next in here I have this Chanel CC cream. Now, when I was talking to you about skincare and how you can make yourselves not look younger, but keep your skin at optimal health, one thing that I do believe in is SPF. So I'm not super precious about this. I'm not somebody who only wears particular SPFs with all the different UV rays and things like that. I don't really know about those things, and I don't want to spend my life worrying too much about it. But if you can get SPF in to your routine, I do think it helps your skin. So I use this Chanel CC cream. Can you see that? And this is in, I'm not sure what shade it is. It doesn't say, 30 beige. So this is very close to my natural skin colour. And the great thing is it has SPF 50. So I use this every day as just like a moisturiser. Because it's a CC correcting cream, it also has a hint of foundation. But it's great because it doesn't give you that real makeup cakey look. It just looks quite natural, and it just makes your skin look more uniform and beautiful, and it has the SPF. I do use mostly Chanel products for things like makeup. I just like their products. I find them to be really beautiful, and because I only use minimal product, they last me a very long time. So that is my everyday kind of moisturiser CC cream. And then what I use, which is also Chanel, is this. And this is called La Beige, and it is a water fresh complexion touch cream. Now this is quite dark. This is, I think this is B60. So this is quite a dark colour. But what I do with this is I just pump a little tiny bit onto the back of my hand and then dab this into my cheeks. And this just gives you kind of a bit of a sun-kissed glow. So I find this CC cream to be a little bit pale. My natural skin has a more radiant look, and when I put this on, the CC cream, it can wash you out a little tiny bit. So the beige, the little touch of tan, gives you like a bit of a glow. So I use very, very small amount. It's quite watery and it can look quite orange if you apply too much on. So just a minimal amount, and this will just give you that sun-kissed glow that I really like. Then what I use is the Chanel Le Beige Blush. So this is, I don't know what any of these colours are. They don't say on them, which is going to be, warm pink. So this again is just to provide a little bit of colour. I don't have any of this on now, so I'm just going to show you how much I use or how little I use. Okay, so you can see, very, very minimal amount on the back of my hand. And then I use this brush and I dab this on the back of my hand first. And then I just pop this onto the apples of my cheeks, into the hairline here so it looks natural. And that just gives you a nice rosy glow without looking too makeup-y. And I pop some on the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and on my chin, and it kind of looks like the sun has touched your skin a little bit and given you a bit of a glow. And I really do love this product because it's very water-based. Again, it looks glowy and dewy rather than cakey and matte. And I just love having a sun-kissed glow. But when you're wearing SPF, you don't get that because it's protecting you from it, so you have to add it back in somehow. So those are my kind of 3 products that I'm using for everyday makeup. And I do get comments sometimes from men who think they're very, very masculine and think they have a right to tell you as a man that you shouldn't be wearing makeup. But there's no difference to wearing hair gel in your hair, or from putting a little bit of beard oil in your moustache. It's enhancing your look. And that is exactly what makeup does. So to all those men who think they're more masculine than me because they don't wear makeup, you don't have a valid point. So those are those 3 things. What do we have next? So the thing that I'm going to show next is again part of my everyday makeup look. This, you know, when people say to you, what thing would you, if you could only choose one thing you could use for the rest of your life when you leave the house, or something that you will always wear, just even to take out the trash, what would it be? And for me, it would be a brow pencil. So this is a Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz pencil in dark brown. It has the pencil on this end, and then on the other end it has the brush wand. For some reason, I do not have any eyebrows. It's kind of like a cruel joke. I've got this thick head of hair, but no eyebrows. Since my whole life, my eyebrows start here and then at the end they just disappear and I have nothing. And people have said to me in the past, you know, maybe you have a thyroid issue or something like that. I have read about that if you have a thyroid issue you can lose your brow, but for me I've never had them, so it's nothing to do with that. It's just that I don't have any eyebrows. So my eyebrow pencil is that thing that I will wear 365 days a year. Even if I'm not leaving the house, it makes me feel better to fit in my brow, and it just frames my face and gives me the brows that I don't have. I have seen quite a few comments from people saying that my brows look a little bit too severe or feminine. Perhaps that's the case, but I am learning every day with my eyebrows. I think you can suffer from eyebrow blindness and not really see that your eyebrows are too severe, or perhaps they look a bit fake. I wouldn't want that to happen to me. Perhaps it's happening right now, I'm not sure. But it's something that I want to look into a little bit more closely. I've seen that you can get your brows tattooed and laminated, so I'm looking into different ways that I can get my brows fixed so that they look really natural and beautiful. But it is a process and something that I haven't mastered just yet. But my eyebrow pencil is something very, very important to me and something that I need every day. So the next thing that I have in my bag is this. So this device is called the UFO 3, and this is from a brand called Foreo Sweden. Now what this device is, it is a face mask device. So what you do, you get the face masks from Foreo and you pop them onto this disc here. This ring comes off, you pop them on, and then you connect this to your smartphone and you get a guided facial. Usually around 3 minutes, this turns on. It probably doesn't, oh it does, and it pulsates and gives you a guided facial. It has different colour lights, so it goes warm and cold, and then it has different lights, LED lights, and this will give you an amazing facial. So I've been using this for about 2 years. It is one of my skincare things that I cannot live without. I use this probably 3 times a week, so I always carry it with me, and I've got different masks that I can pop onto here. You have ones for the morning, ones for the evening, ones for brightening, ones for hydration, and yeah, you get a guided facial through your smartphone, and within 3 minutes you can do a lovely at-home facial. So this is my #1 tool that I use from Foreo, and I absolutely love this product. Okay, the next thing that I'm noticing is my fragrance. So I do have quite a few fragrances. In my last video when I went through my everyday bag, I pulled out my fragrance from Ormond Jane, which was called, I believe I was using Vanilla d'Afrique, yeah. So this week when I travelled to Ireland, I decided to take this one, and this is called Kalesh. And this is by Hermes. This is one of my all-time favourite fragrances. Again, it smells really old school. It kind of smells like a grandmother. I don't know what it is with grandmothers and me, but it's probably something to do with feelings of comfort. This smells like the most rich older lady you could ever imagine, who would wear Chanel head to toe, who always had immaculate hair, who would be wearing pearls, who would be carrying a beautiful leather handbag, probably has a chauffeur. She likes to go to Paris every year to have her clothes made at Chanel or maybe Balenciaga back in the day, but a very chic older lady who is completely sophisticated and timeless. That is the way that I would describe this fragrance. It is completely powdery, soapy, and it is just the most chic, comforting fragrance. When I'm wearing fragrance, I don't just do it for how I want to smell. I choose them for how I want to feel, and some people would describe this as smelling like an old lady, but for me it provides comfort. So I can spray this on myself, on my wrist and pop a bit here and there, and I will get a feeling of comfort. And sometimes when you're traveling, that is exactly what you need. If you're at an airport, it's busy and you're stressed out, your flight's delayed, or things aren't going to plan, if you can smell your wrist, or you can just smell your fragrance and it brings comfort, what could be nicer than that? So that is the reason why I have Kalesh. It is one of my very favourites for that comforting feeling. Probably wouldn't wear it on a date, but definitely if you want comfort, this is so beautiful, classic and timeless. So the next thing that I'm going to show you is not glamorous at all, but it's real life. And this is a steroid cream for eczema. So I've been suffering with eczema for about 2 years. For some reason, it just started and I can't seem to shake it off. Well, I can when I use this cream, but it eventually comes back. So for some reason, I don't know why, I started to get eczema here on my inner elbow, on both sides. It's very itchy and sore, and the last resort is this cream, which is a steroid cream. I pop a little bit of that on and it seems to get rid of it for the next few months. So not very glamorous. I am trying to find out what I can do about eczema, but that is real life. So I always carry that with me just in case I'm itching or I have a breakout of eczema, a flare-up of eczema. Not elegant, not glamorous, but it is useful. Okay, the next thing I have is this intensive lip mask from the White Company. So I think I mentioned in my last video that I like to keep my lips lovely and hydrated, and this lip mask from the White Company has kind of a gritty texture, and you can pop this on and it feels like your lips are getting a good exfoliation. So it's great to pop this on in the morning, give your lips a bit of a scrub, and it just removes any dead flaky skin from your lip. It also has a lovely fragrance, kind of vanilla-esque, I would say. So that is my little lip mask. It's good to keep your lips hydrated. Okay, and the final thing that I'm going to show you is my body lotion, which is Joe Love's Pomelo. I think I showed you last time the hand cream that is the same fragrance. I love to keep my body moisturized and hydrated. If I don't, it feels very dry and flaky, so when I'm traveling I always take a body lotion with me, and this one again has that lovely lemony comforting fragrance. So yeah, it's great for hydrating your body, keeping it smooth and lovely. And when you pop this on and put your clothes on afterwards, you just feel like it just feels like your skin like a luxurious cashmere blanket. So really beautiful, really hydrating, and an essential part of my cosmetics case. So I hope you have enjoyed seeing what's in my cosmetics case. These are not all of my cosmetics because they're just the things that I took with me to Ireland last week, but there are definitely other things that I can show you another time. But I just thought that it would be really great to show you what I take with me on a trip, and these are some of my very essential things that I've been using for a long time, and again just tell you the story of a person and what makes them tick. So I hope you have enjoyed looking through this with me. Please do let me know if there's anything that you would like to see in particular on this channel, what you would like me to share. It will help me to plan future content. And also let me know if you enjoy this style of speaking softly, or if you would like me to do a whisper. I'm sure that I can shake it up a little bit and change things around if you would like new things. But yes, this channel is very new. I'm really enjoying creating this content for you. Obviously, I already have my other YouTube channel which has my 200,000 subscribers. This one is new. I'm sure there are different people here who don't know me from before, so it's a learning curve. Even though I am a seasoned YouTuber, this side of YouTube is very new to me, so your help and guidance is invaluable. But I always feel like I'm chatting with friends here, so I just do what feels natural to me when I'm chatting with people I really like. So I hope that that comes across for you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time, but until then, take care. Bye-bye.